Okay, so Snake currently in second place on the bracket versus Wargaming Pay to Win in third place in the bracket on their particular block. Snake coming to this dance with a Satsuma, a Schlieffen. Look at that, our first Schlieffen of the day, Puddin'.
Interesting
And
choice.
yeah, a Moskva, a Napoli, Nevsky, Annapolis for their cruisers. And for destroyers, we've got 2 Gearings and a Kleber. What do we
Well,
got
I know
for...
everybody's sitting down for Wargaming Pay to Win's 2 battleships. To nobody's surprise, is Satsuma and Ohio. Even more surprised that they brought in Annapolis, Des Moines, but I believe this is the first Salem we've seen.
Yes.
Nevsky and the DDs are Gering, Jimmy, Ragnar.
That's right. So both teams bringing 3 destroyers, both teams looking for that extra vision, the ability to flex around and take a cap perhaps. And let's talk about the shifts that we are seeing now that we haven't seen all day. So let's start with the Schlieffen. Have you played the Schlieffen much, Puddin'?
Yes, thank God, so I can talk about it.
Very powerful ship, really good secondaries, long-range torpedoes for a battleship, very long-range torpedoes at that. It's got hydro, heal, all that good stuff. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, it's not a battleship.
What? What is it?
It's more like a battle cruiser.
It really is, yes.
Like, even I fell into the trap, ironically, thinking, oh, it's a battleship. I can push up. I can tank some. I can turn out. I could play it like my curve first. You can't. It's not a curve first. It's not a traditional battleship. It plays more Stalingrad like. I save my hit points for the end, and that's when I utilize that HP pool.
Yep. It's got the ability to do a lot of damage really quickly, but it doesn't do too well in a long, sustained firefight, especially since it's got a little bit, weaker armor. And, of course, it burns just as well as any other battleship does.
I like to look at it instead of it can do a lot of damage quickly, it can take a lot of damage quickly.
That's
right?
true.
Well, the reason I put it like that is because if you go in thinking like that, you're going to be a little bit more selective on what you do with your ship compared to, oh, I can go in and do a lot of damage to this guy quickly. Yeah,
Yep.
But at what cost?
That's true.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. Like I would, in all honesty, do exactly what they're doing with it. Park it on sea and be like, come get me.
Right. He's got the hydro that can completely lock down the cap. So anybody that goes into sea from Team Red will be hydroed most likely and, detected. So there's that. Satsuma might take a torpedo here. 2. Got carried taking 2 gearing torpedoes. Those hurt.
It's okay. It's Satsuma. He's just going to put some dirt on it and walk it off.
Fair enough. Now, the other ship we haven't seen so far today is a little bit less unique, I suppose, in that it's the Salem, which is essentially like a Des Moines, but it's got a super heal. And go ahead.
I mean, we've seen it in comp, so it's not a surprise to see it, right? It plays exactly like a Des Moines, just with less range on the radar.
Yes, it's got T-Rex radar, and that you could also sub out instead of radar, you could bring hydro. And actually, I think that's almost a better pick for a lot of cases, simply because that radar is just not as useful, and the hydro will help you at least dodge torpedoes and lock down a cap.
Yes, I completely agree, especially with this being set maps, set lineups. Well, I wouldn't say set, but each team knows what to bring for what map per se. Especially Wargaming Pay to Win, right?
Yep.
And if Snakes, obviously by their ship lineup, and if they're second, I'm going out on a limb here and just assuming these guys know what they're doing also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're unfamiliar with some of these teams from EU, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for anybody who's watched or paid attention to see some of these teams that, like these guys clearly know what they're doing.
That's right. Now, Wargaming Pay to Win's battleship number 12, the Ohio at A, going possibly going down here. Actually, he was forced to heal now. He was on fire. He's quite low for a bit. His DCP's ready, though, so if he gets that on fire again, he could DCP that. So I think he'll be okay. He's just going to have to walk it off for a bit.
I'm just curious. Did he get torpedoes or did he get touched by somebody in places that we need a doll for?
Oh, God. I would imagine he ate a gearing torpedo, but we didn't see that on our side.
I mean, it looks like A is just, or not A, C is going to
C.
be the long, drawn out
Sitzkrieg.
battle. Interesting. The Ragnar's low on health. The Moskva from Snake looks like he may possibly, he could possibly contest B, like maybe get it, challenge to Des Moines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because obviously that Des Moines there to stop anything going on to B.
Right, it is very true.
I mean, that is the one thing from like playing all the clan battles and the cruiser that literally has to park somewhere and wait for people to tell you to hit a radar button. That's exactly what this Des Moines is, right? He's there to contest B, possibly radar something coming out of A if they can.
Salem's going to take a torpedo here from the gearing on the bow, force a flood and a DCP. Now, torpedoes, you can have a fancy super heal, but those torpedoes, that's harder to heal that damage.
Torpedoes counts as citadel damage, which you can't heal all. What is it?
33%, I think. No, is it 10? It's either
Yeah,
10 or
but
20%.
I'm not sure what it is for the Salem because of that super heal. I don't know if the percentage is just a little bit higher, but generally it's I'm going to guesstimate 20% to where it's 100% of I can get all of the damage the flood caused or the fires.
Right. Also, we missed it earlier, but the Ragnar did get taken down by the Annapolis, so it's one less ship for Wargaming Pay to Win. Put Snake up a ship's slight advantage to them now. Some big hits there on Mongol Gides, Annapolis. But look at that push. Look at Wargaming Pay to Win's push over there on the one line. 4 ships that are over there.
I mean, this is much more of what I would say a traditional comp game that we see going on, Nobody's overly like, we need to get the cap, right? C's contested, that's all they got to do. I just find it interesting that realistically, there's 2 ships holding back at sea, right? I know the Shimmy's still over there for Wargaming Pay to Win.
Yep.
But the 2 ships that can be seen are Salem and Shetsuma, which means that is realistically your stopping force, right? The Shimmy's there to deny people stuff as Nevsky eats a Shimmy torp.
And he even had Hydro up. I didn't even bother watching the torps because I'm like, yeah, they'll be spotted for days. But wow.
But I mean, those possibly could be 20-kilometer torps also. But it's one of those.
They are 20s.
It's one of those. Is like there's only 3 ships that are going to want to shoot you. Shimmy torps just went by, which means they're on. It's like a minute and a half cooldown, right? You can make your push now.
Yep. And look at the stats now. The Satsuma being forced back. I expected him to take more damage to the Schlieffen when he was broadside earlier, but
I think
Maybe.
it's the right play by the Schlieffen. Just
Mm-hmm.
get some chip, move back forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was him, what I would what I would be thinking is possibly rounding the corner in front of the Salem.
Yes.
Right, you've got the Moskva who could potentially reverse to deal with if the Salem's going to come through the gap. The Moskva can deal with him.
Now, meanwhile, over back at A, Wargaming Pay to Win number 14, the Nevsky goes down to the Annapolis there. It's one of the problems when you have all your assets on one side. It's relatively easy to just set up for an angle and, prepare for incoming fire from that side as well. So he goes down. Router's quite low at A as well, so he can't really contest A. Feels like Pay to Win is being pushed back on both sides, really all sides, because even the Des Moines GUI 03 is backing up too.
I mean, Wargaming's Pay to Win Des Moines. It's got to feel like I'm literally sitting here, guys, and there's nothing like I'm ineffective. Like
Yeah.
I want to do something. At this point, it's do you risk him and just be like, take out the Moskva?
Oh. Annapolis just went down. Mongol guy just went down to Actor Satsuma. Saw that coming. I mean, quite a distance away, and I've played that Annapolis quite a bit in ranked and stuff, and it eats damage a lot easier than a Des Moines does. At least that's how it feels to me.
But I mean, the Wargaming's Pay to Win Gehring is dead. It's just, is he going to be able to trade for somebody? Mm-hmm. Right? The Ohio is making a right call and leaving.
Oh yeah.
Right. I feel like the Schlieffen did his job to where the club error could have been doing something else from Snake, but then again, what he doesn't literally have to do anything. They're winning the A side.
That's right. Router's going to go down right here. There he goes. He's going to hope for a trade on the Annapolis. Annapolis, the real ship, will take one torpedo, maybe two, probably just one.
I think he'll be fine. Just put some dirt on it and walk it off.
Yeah,
there's a beach with the village somewhere. Just get a martini.
Yeah, take a break.
Interesting that the Ohio decided to shoot the Satsuma instead of maybe trying to take a holding no shots for the Annapolis, but it's GG's at this point. It really is.
Yeah, it's really hard to come back from this much of a deficit at this point. You're down 4 ships. No caps have been taken this entire game.
It's not so much deficit is you're down destroyers. And your only remaining DD is all the way on the other side.
That's right. And, I mean, Shimakaze is doing what Shimakaze does best, which is just luck chuck torps into advancing enemy forces. It's just they didn't advance over here. So, here we go. Here comes the fight between Shimakaze and Gehring. Nevsky's going to get in on this too. Now, I think this is a mistake, the Shimakaze smoking here and stopping, because you're in radar range of the Nevsky, so that doesn't matter. And you want to keep that Gehring lit as much as possible for your teammate to shoot it. So I think that's a bit of a panic smoke that happened there, as Shimakaze does go down, and more Gehring torpedoes, hit the Satsuma. Got carried.
I agree the smoke was probably just a panic smoke, but the second the Gehring shoots, the battleship is in range to keep him spotted for himself.
Oh, okay, true, yeah. And he's out of smoke, so that's true.
I just find it interesting. I know wiser, better players will have the correct answer, but with you wanting to take your Gearing smoke it to hide a double Nevsky, why don't you just bring a legendary Hiragomo? And just keep him in front of that smoke to where if he spotted, the Nevskys just go, screw you. You can't kill my smoke cloud.
Oh, that's a good question. Huh. I mean, yeah.
Like I said, probably smarter, wiser people will have an answer. It's just food for thought, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, Snack coming away with the win there over We're Getting Pay to Win. We're going to move into our Stream Raiders battle next. And I'll bring you guys game 2, and then I'm going to go take a nap. Let's see, we'll do a kill in field like over here. And we win. Nice. Now, Kitten has been doing a good job of doing giveaways now. And don't forget, guys, you just have to type in when a giveaway is open and running !ticket. And you have to be a follower and present to win. Hashtag use news, you lose. Actually, sorry, it's
no,
you poop, you lose.
You lose.
It's you poop, you lose. Yeah, I'll go there.
I played the 5th.
Ah, everybody wants Athena. Lol. Okay. Let's get a look at the tournament progression here. Refresh the page. Innova, 7 points. All right. Proving that they absolutely want to play tomorrow. Ronan, TKL, we still haven't heard back about them. And we don't know what's going on with CSN either. Let's take a look at CSN. Who are they playing right now? CSN is not playing anybody. They are done. Yeah, they played four battles already, so they can't do anything if Wargaming paid. If Snack wins this next game, they'll have 7 points. Very interesting. And our next map should be Tears of the Cruisers. There it is.
Bring back the OG Islands of Ice, please.
Oh, please. Yes, absolutely. Okay, while we have a moment, I'm just tabbed out checking a couple of Discord channels. Just a few Discords that I'm in. Just a few. Puddin', I haven't seen any communication in chat whatsoever. Have you? In the training battle chat?
Nothing other than Pains are trying to worship you.
Oh, but I'm talking about after this game.
No.
Like, yeah, sent. Okay. Just double checking. Okay.
Looks like we're waiting for one player from each team.
Yep. If I'm Wargaming pay to win, at this point, it's what are we going to do to get a game back? If we're Snack, what are we going to do to take first place? Those are the two discussions that are probably occurring right now.
I bet you they're talking about what they're going to have for lunch.
Lunch. Most of I imagine most of these players are over in Europe, so they're probably talking about dinner at this point.
Well, too bad I said lunch.
Update from the front lines. We're still waiting. Oh crap! I'm gonna do an ad break right now because I don't know how soon we're gonna start. So I'm gonna do one right now just to be safe. Here we go. I don't want people getting screwed and getting stuck watching an ad during the game. Of course, now that I say that, both teams have readied up. Go.
It's still the better call just to do the ad.
Yeah. Yep. Claptrap also needs a nap. I'm telling you, man. I'm looking forward to taking these contacts out. Getting some shut-eye. All right, and just like that, guys, we have started our probably final game for today. Okay. Let's go into this. Snack looking to take first place in their bracket. We're getting pay to win, looking to spoil that and force a possible tie. And let's take a look at what Snack is bringing. They're bringing a Satsuma, an Ohio, a Minotaur, and 3 Nevskis, 2 Gearings, and a Kleber. Spicy.
We're giving pay to win. Again, an interesting lineup like Snakes, but battleships identical. Satsuma, Ohio, double Des Moines, Nevsky. Not surprised to see those. But they are trading HP for spotting and smoke with double Gearing, double Ragnar.
That's right, they are. I find that interesting. Now that super ships are allowed in, we see the Satsuma replacing the Kremlin as the second battleship, or first battleship, depending how you want to refer to that. But I wonder if that's what we'll see in King of the Sea, if super ships are indeed allowed to participate.
Why not just bring a better Yamato? That's
what I mean,
really
right.
what a Satsuma is. It's just a better Yamato. With the consumable it gets. But the Ohios are nothing new to be seen by anybody. I'm still, maybe because I'm just old set in my ways, a bigger fan of the Montana than an Ohio, but I understand the reasonings for the Ohio. Right? The same thing with the Satsumas, because it's, oh no, you're bowing to me. I'm still dunking 18.1 inch shells on your face.
That's right. Now, the other ship that we need to talk about, of course, is the Minotaur. We haven't seen the Minotaur yet today, and generally speaking, it's kind of like almost like a destroyer. It's got pretty good concealment. I wouldn't be surprised if the real ship is a Minotaur, meaning using radar. Let's take a look. Yep. So that's going to allow him to basically cover B cap and deny Wargaming Pay to Win the ability to take that cap. At least until he gets slapped off the face of the earth by a broadside Yamato or, well, Satsuma shells or something, right?
I don't know if he gets close enough to the T island and B, he's, realistically, good luck digging him out.
Hmm. Oh,
You know,
okay.
Because most teams aren't going to want to commit a lot of resources, and that's what it will take to dig out the Minotaur.
Eustusian stating that there is indeed this game doesn't matter for Snake. They are in first place because they beat CSN 2-0, and since they're tied with CSN, that means that they automatically take over as first place. So that's really cool.
Well, I'm just going to say thanks for killing the drama, so I'm going to ignore everything you're saying. Be like, Snake has to win this. I mean, not a lot of action going on. To who's surprised that the Club Air got the aid to get the cap right away. The Minotaur and Ragnar are playing the, well, if I can't have it, you can't have it game.
That they are.
But it looks like Snake's being a little bit more aggressive down at C-Cap, while Wargaming Pay to Win is more than happy to give up ground.
I'm just backing off. Can we appreciate the fact that there are 4 death snails in place
Ragnar
right now?
has now been spotted by Minotaur. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. No worries. And you're absolutely right. Ragnar is under Minotaur radar for quite some time, and I'm sure he's screaming at his teammates to shoot the Ragnar.
I think he's just calmly, collectively calling for support.
When you're being asked in chat when you're going to stream again, because someone has learned a lot from watching your streams.
I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm dealing with an issue. And I'm sorry, that's all I can say. Or let me rephrase it. That is all I would like to say. I'm dealing with an issue, and it's been stressing me out, making me sick, and Zat is somewhat aware of this issue. And it's...
Is it the same issue I know about? Because I understand completely.
Well, we can talk
possibly,
about that.
But let's look back at the game because who cares if I stream or not, right? The Des Moines at A is at half health while he's pushing up forward, getting shot at. And like it's once again, I mean, like you say, the death snails. I'm just curious. And I mean, I know this isn't COTS, right? And everyone takes COTS way more serious. But why is somebody not trying out a legendary Hiraguma here and be like, you know what? Hey, if we win this tournament, awesome. If we don't, we tried new stuff for COTS.
I do feel like I agree with you here that this was a good opportunity to try some ships. And to be frank with you, I think they are trying new ships. They're trying the super ships specifically, but there's a few other ships that we've been seeing a couple of times that I think really are kind of a, how's this going to work, kind of a question mark. Look at the Nevsky Symfo back at, nope, those torpedoes fizzled out. But you're right. I mean, it's a good opportunity to try a Haragumo instead of a Gearing, for example, right, with the legendary mod. Sure. I mean,
just from looking at this, like we know Wargaming Pay to Win are seasoned COTS guys. I don't know if these are their best team, like their best players. Ooh, I'm sorry.
Vietkovte just went down in the Gearing, took a couple of Gearing torps by accident while he set up for the second Doomsnail smoke. That is ouch right there. That is absolute ouch right there. Hopefully somebody clipped that. That was crazy.
But I mean, it looks like everyone, like all the pros are going with tried, true, tested. Screw you, we want to win.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I just find it interesting that nobody's realistically trying a new ship. Like, you say whatever you want about Satsuma or or these super ships, right? They're really not new ships. They're just a different variant. Like, it's a Yami with
Yeah.
an extra consumable. Yamagiri or whatever that thing is. It's nothing more than a shimmy with a consumable. Same thing with the Naples, the Conde, right? They're existing ships with a gimmick.
Mm.
So how do you play them? Exactly like you would play a Henry, a Shimmy, a Yamato.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I would agree with you there. There are some added nuances, and I think it's the burst fire capabilities. Um, you know, is definitely going to be something to watch out for. Now, we haven't really seen that burst fire mattering. Um,
I
on
think
the
we
side of
did
the
see it.
cruisers.
I did think we did see the burst fire come into effect once,
Hmm.
but once again, focus fire easily does the same thing, right? Like,
Right.
the
Right.
Annapolis was in a position to literally just get rid of the DD. But even if it was still just at Des Moines, you tell your battleship, stop shooting the damn cruiser, shoot the DD with me, right?
Right.
It's and what I mean by, like, they play the same is where you want to position and how you want to use your ship.
Mm-hmm.
As the gearing is getting low from Snake on Sea,
Yeah, he got detected from, I think that was radar, and barely made it back to the smoke. All right, and Artful Nothing. Yes, that's correct. We do see Tokyo Game Show camo being used.
Minotaur is radaring, I believe, probably the Ragnar,
Ragnar B.
who's
Yep.
being shot at by the Ohio. And this is one of those situations. You just move closer to the island. Oh, I'm radar. So what? What are you going to do?
Yep. Yep.
You know,
Exactly right.
except
Exactly
for the
right.
what are you going to do is Minotaur breaks to the left. Club Air comes around the front, and it's like, whoa, what are you going to do, Ragnar? You can only shoot one of us.
Yep. Exactly right. Exactly right. And for Wargaming Pay to Win, I mean, they absolutely cannot afford to sit any longer. They have to make plays, and I think specifically they're going to have to make a play at sea somehow, no matter how hard that's going to be. Because if you look at the mini map, Snake is already kiting away from A. They're not even going to fight it over there because they don't need it anymore. So it's really going to be B and C where the action's going to take place.
I mean, realistically, even they don't even need B.
No, they don't. They've got such a point lead.
But you got to get rid of that gearing to where the Ragnar, he's got to risk his ship at this point
Yep.
to get rid of the gearing.
Yep.
Unfortunately, your Ohio doesn't have the HP to tank against double Nevsky Satsuma.
I'm being told that there is a tiebreaker game that will be done, but the problem is both teams dismissed their players early. And as a result, they're not going to be playing that for a couple hours. Lol. Uh-oh. Pay to Win number 12. Going to take at least one torpedo here. Maybe two. One. That's not what he wanted to see right here.
And this is the situation of I have to push in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And look at Mongol Glides now trying to push in as well. Takes out the gearing, but at the cost of his own ship, as real ship just hammers him with Minotaur AP, and then of course the Ohio finishes the job. And there goes number 12 over on the other side.
I just don't really see them coming back. While they are trying to flip and contest all these caps, and they're the only ones gaining.
Mm-hmm.
Snake's got some really low health ships that just need to disappear.
Yes, absolutely right.
Right. Unfortunately, the Gearing gets spotted trying to get rid of the Ohio from the Minotaur. The Clubber is coming back to deal with that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got to deal with 4 ships because, I mean, like, you're not digging the Minotaur out. And
good luck.
It's too late now.
Way too late. Now you can see Satsuma's in B cap. Real ship knows that he's there. He's going to take his time, get himself set up to run away. Look, they've even detached the Kleber to go deal with the Gearing.
But I mean, Snake now just, you know, like, okay, we've got the HP to push up at sea. You're not going to get it. Your battleship is dead.
Well, the Ragnar at sea goes down, and that's pretty much going to end this game in 20 seconds or less. You get positioned for my death pick. Because I don't think we're going to see much else in this game anymore. This is probably it.
I mean, the Des Moines doesn't even have to die.
That's what I mean. That's game. All right. Bear with us for a few moments, chat, while we double check to see if there's any other games that we can bring you.